yeah, Mike's over here. Woo! We are so ready.
We prepped for this.
Brett, help! Oh my goodness.
We're here. We made it, kind of.
What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another live episode. What the Fanboy? We're here. Me. I'm Luke. This is Tyler. Brett will be here
At some point. He'll probably burst through the door and make some weird dance move across the screen.
He's got meetings and stuff.
Yeah, he's fancy. He's important. We are not.
He does stuff with his life.
We just hang out and nerd out about stuff in the pre-show, and then we get to the show and we nerd out about it here too.
Yeah, we're like a minute or two starting late because we were just doing what we were going to talk about here.
we were basically doing our show rundown without actually officially saying that.
Well, you got to practice.
Yeah.
Make sure I don't sound stupid. Stupid.
I was going to say, we're going to sound stupid regardless.
Yeah.
So I guess kick us off with some trailers, Luke. I feel like we had a lot of trailers this week.
There was quite a few.
A lot of trailers, mostly good.
There was a Halo trailer. I will try and stall. Maybe Brett will walk in and he'll be able to comment on that because he's the only person that actually watches it.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to complain about it, and I don't know if he has anything positive to say.
I think, did you make it further than me into the Halo show?
I made it 3 episodes.
I think we both dropped off about the same time.
Yeah.
Because I think I was using yours. You were Paramount. I think we watched it together.
Shh.
No,
no, he wasn't.
We don't do that now.
What? No way, bro.
Don't tell on us.
Password sharing is illegal.
Is it?
Only for Netflix.
Okay.
They will find you and unalive you.
That's terrifying. What's okay, so we'll stall for Halo. So what's up? What do you got?
Let's just start with Roadhouse. Can we get this out of the way?
Yeah, I'm gonna thumbs down Roadhouse. It's got some train wreck vibes where it's like I might watch it just to see how bad it is. So when I saw this trailer, I was talking to Gilchrist, and I was like, I'm really rooting for this to have like 0% on Rotten Tomatoes because I think it would make it way more interesting.
Well, if Jeff Bezos said no to it,
yeah,
he was like, "No, I'm not putting this in."
Screened it on his yacht, and he was like,
Or is it so good he wants to drive traffic to Prime Video? It's definitely it's one or the other. It's definitely not in between.
I think we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thumbs down for Roadhouse. It's got a lot of famous people in it. That doesn't always mean something will be good, but they definitely loaded it up with people.
Did Roadhouse need a remake?
Well, remember, this was supposed to be the Ronda Rousey movie. Do you remember that? Like, this was announced forever ago. And they were like, we're going to put Ronda Rousey in a Roadhouse remake.
They realized they didn't want it to be the most undesirable movie ever.
Yeah, so then they were like, let's get Jake Gyllenhaal. It's like, okay.
They watched her acting performance in
everything she's
Fast
been in.
7.
And anything else she's been in? Yeah.
What else has she been in?
I don't know. She's probably done some cameo stuff. I mean, she didn't do good.
WWE?
She's not done good there. Apparently, people don't like her there, so.
Man. Sounds like a personal problem.
Yeah. But
personally, nobody likes her, no.
That's true. Her husband does.
So.
He's got that going
shout
for him.
Shout out to her
I guess. But yeah, that's what this was supposed to be. And then that didn't obviously happen, and they went and got Jake Gyllenhaal, and it's like, okay, like...
I do like Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal. What's going on with this? And yeah, this is what we got. So,
listen, the slap thing at the beginning is funny.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's just like, okay, I get it.
I feel like if they were going for that tone the whole movie, from the slap thing, it's like, okay, I can kind of see the appeal. But then it shifts to like the serious kind of thing it's got going, and yeah. I don't know.
My idea to you, we were talking before, was if you want to do a Roadhouse remake, why not do a big switch up and do it with an older Jackie Chan?
Just old man Jackie.
Like,
be fun, man.
Jackie Chan is the greatest. He's hilarious and he's awesome at his job. Fantastic actor and stuntman. And his style of fighting is endlessly entertaining.
Yeah. I mean,
and it would separate itself from the Patrick Swayze one too. I gotta be honest, I actually haven't seen it because I just never been interested. just always watched something else if the option came up.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I just.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh,
What's
good.
going on?
See, I told you he would do that. I knew it. I called it. We were just talking about Roadhouse, the Roadhouse trailer. Did you watch
Looks
this?
dope. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
He didn't watch it.
Yeah, he did not watch it.
I saw the there was a bit during one of the NFL games yesterday.
It does not look good.
Okay.
But I'm glad that you're excited for it.
So I don't think it was the full trailer. I think it was like a 30-second, the trailer's online now kind of a thing.
Mm.
And what I picked up was, it looks fine.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I think it looks bad. But there's just so many, I don't know. There's so many better ideas for a Roadhouse movie, I feel like.
You just missed it, but I'll say it again so you can hear it.
I like Luke's idea. This is
my
cool
idea for a Roadhouse remake is to do it with an older Jackie Chan.
Ooh.
I think that would be way more interesting because Jackie Chan is awesome.
True.
Instead, I get Jake Gyllenhaal, who's just an actor. He's a good actor. He's a great actor. But I just don't really care.
All right. No.
Yeah,
I can get on board with that.
I was telling Luke too, I hope the lower the Rotten Tomato score on this is, the better, the more interesting it gets. If it lands in the middle, I think I'm going to be like, eh. If it's really high or really low, I'll be like, okay. But this is the movie that they screened to Jeff Bezos on his yacht, and he said, we're not putting this in theaters.
He's like, no way.
Yeah. So, we'll see. Thumbs down for me, but,
Yeah. We'll just go back to Halo.
Yeah. We were trying to stall for you to get here for Halo.
Cool.
Did you watch the new Halo trailer that aired during the Chiefs game?
Yeah. It still looks better than anything that came out of season 1. Very much looks like they're trying to, hey, we're sorry. This is like the I'm sorry reunion tour kind of thing. Trust us, we'll get it right this time.
Yeah, they're even saying that in the media.
Yeah. And I'm not sure I believe them, but I'm still a little hyped.
The way I kind of described it to Luke was I feel like they know this is their final season, and so they're just going to put all the name recognition things they can in it.
Yeah.
I think there's even the shot of kind of coming out of the smoke as the Arbiter.
Oh.
And it's okay, that's the only shot in the whole trailer. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then I was like, yeah, but I don't really know about this. So I don't know, man. I think Halo's a really cool property that could have been done really well.
It's in a weird spot right now.
It is.
For sure.
It's just really hard to even be excited for it. Honestly.
Will Keith David return as the Arbiter?
Boy, if they don't get him, what a disappointment.
Yeah, that would be a huge miss on their part.
Huge miss.
So I'm not gonna watch it, so I don't know why I really give my opinion on it, but I will.
Because that's what we do here.
The trailer, the first one, was like, ooh, Fall of Reach, action, explosions.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, this does look good, maybe. I'm getting nostalgia goosebumps. This was people in office buildings. I think it's going to be horrible again, and I feel really bad for Halo fans. Good luck. Good luck watching.
Thank you.
The hype train was what little steam it had has been derailed a little bit. Has
fizzled out,
yeah.
for sure. I mean, look, you're not going to have a 8 to 10 episode Halo show that's all action. The problem is, do you have interesting context to fit those in-between moments? And the first season certainly didn't.
Yeah.
And
those two characters banged.
Oh,
John Halo and Jane Covenant. They're
So-
like, we're bored. Let's get it on.
I think for me
Cue
at this
the
point,
Marvin
I'm kind of hoping that the stuff with Cortana is interesting enough to kind of carry us through. I don't know what they're gonna do with her.
Neither do they.
Probably pretty true. But the caliber of talent that was there in season 1, I don't think can hold an audience in a drama. So those in-between moments are probably going to fall pretty flat. I hope I'm wrong, but...
Yeah, I mean, this is probably the end of it, so...
Should I tell him my...
Yeah, I mean, I
Honest
think
Unusual Horror?
I think it's a better idea, a better concept for a Halo show.
So this is,
You're kind of burying the lead on what you're doing later.
Yeah.
What you're doing later, but
this is something that I just did over the past week, so I won't really have to talk about it later. I rewatched every single Terminator movie.
Oh.
Kind of for no reason, it just happened.
Yeah.
fate took him there.
What's
The main character
fate.
of the Terminator series is not the Terminator.
right?
It's John Connor and Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
Halo, because they don't play the game, I think need a Hollywood example of what to do, and Master Chief should be a Terminator.
Yeah.
He should not be the main character. He should be there to support John Connor, Cortana, or Keyes, or Johnson, or any of those people. And then throughout of the Judgment Day movie, you have John Connor and the Terminator really developing a really cool relationship. And by the time you get to the end of the season, it's like, oh, he's not a robot. He's evolving. He's a person.
Sure. You could even go, if something like this were successful enough, you could go far enough into the future where this person could become a Spartan, 4, or like the volunteer Spartan type of things, where it's like, okay, this person has served alongside Master Chief, and he's proven himself. They could be a woman, and you could make them, you could see them become a Spartan over the course, and it's not Master Chief, but it's Master Chief adjacent.
Well, I think of it wasn't amazing, but like Forward Unto Dawn kind of tried to do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like where it was, hey, this is a Halo story, but it's not Master Chief.
Yeah, he drops in for one scene.
Yeah. And maybe you sprinkle him in throughout the season. Like
Yeah.
he comes and supports them in missions and helps make key decisions, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
But I think that would work. Like,
I agree.
I don't know. Chief's a vehicle to carry the Halo story through. He does. You don't have to do it that way.
in the game,
TV
he's
show.
the POV for you to just play.
Yeah,
Like in the first game, I don't think you really ever talk other than, "Oh, I'll go get him."
he's an
It's-
empty vessel. Like
it's-
that's a very
Intentional
video
decision.
game thing
Yeah.
that they do intentionally, and I think 343 ever since they kind of took over, have made moves. Halo 4, I don't know how many, if you either played it, underrated, but like they do a good job of exploring Chief as a character. It's just weird to see. I don't know. I think there's a way to do it. I haven't not convinced the show.
The way to do it is just not how they did it in the show.
Right.
We just know that.
We just are gonna point the finger.
Yeah. All right. What's next?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Thumbs up. This looks awesome.
Agreed.
Agreed.
This was one of those where I was like, I'm not sure I need a live action Avatar. The show is amazing, and
And that is still true.
still true, but this looks great.
Yeah. I watched it and I was like, I think this might work.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's kind of one of those, like, we've been burned by it before. So when it was announced, and then the original showrunners left. So
That's
this,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
So like they started the process, but then they bounced, and so I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Watching this trailer made me feel a lot better about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
There's a lot of just really cool, recognizable things.
And they used the music.
Is that another dig at Halo?
Maybe. Use the music from your source material? What a concept.
Whoa. Whoa.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, and I feel like everybody's really mainly pointing out the bending, how good it looks.
Yeah.
Which was a major misfire in the
Live
Sam
action
Hammer
movie.
version.
Yeah.
Dude, the movie, they're doing their thing, and then moving The Rock is still one of the funniest things. It's like, why they did all that to just make a boulder float through the air, bro. Dude, it's
Should we watch that?
I think we should.
it's so comical.
That would be fun.
dude.
Should we get together and watch it?
I'm
Yes.
down.
Okay.
Please, I'm so down. I actually think it'll be a lot of fun now that we know
Yeah.
that it's complete utter dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
rough.
awesome. Another movie, or not another movie, a movie, Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire. This trailer came out today.
Thumbs up.
I think.
Having not seen Afterlife, this looks good though.
Sideways thumb for me. I think this is filled to the brim, and that concerns me. I feel like it lacks focus. But
Is it the
I could
same
be
director
wrong.
from the first
I think it is.
four, whatever the last one, Afterlife?
Afterlife. I think it is.
I give it a thumbs up. I think it looks fun. And also I give it a thumbs up just because Afterlife really surprised me.
No. I think concept wise, in terms of like when you're going from Afterlife to this, overall, I'm still excited for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just felt like this trailer was, hey, look, we have everyone. Remember Slimer? Remember the marshmallow? Like, okay, I get it. We've got the big hitters back.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff. It just felt, the trailer felt a little nostalgia baity for me.
It was like Afterlife was the tryout to get all the old stars to come back.
I guess so. So like that's, at the end of the day, that's what worries me.
That's
is
funny that you say that because
We'll see.
they're in Afterlife.
Oh, okay.
But
Spoilers, but
just at the end, just for a
Okay.
little
Yeah.
bit.
it's actually a really funny.
It
scene.
works well.
Yeah.
It works well.
Nice.
The last trailer I have, maybe Brett has more, is Monkey Man.
Yes.
This is a action movie starring Dave Patel, and it's his directorial debut as well. Produced by Jordan Peele, mainly because it was originally a Netflix movie and they weren't going to put it in theaters, or maybe, I don't know, there's some situation Jordan Peele was like,
Give me those.
He bought it. And
He wrote that check, baby.
Yeah, now it's going to theaters. Thank goodness.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
This looks awesome.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up.
I do have something to say about it, though.
Okay.
And I just want to preface, this looks awesome. I can't wait to see it. But I'm getting really, really burnt out on every action movie looking the same. It's all this gliding camera, smooth, unpaced action. It's super choreographed. It's all like John Wick started it. And now
What I'm hearing is
even Roadhouse did it.
it's time for the return of the Bourne franchise with their shaky cams.
I don't need a shaky cam.
That's Doug Lyman who's doing Roadhouse.
I just I want somebody to get thrown through a wall or something.
It's too
Like
neat.
it's
At
I
the
duck
end of the
under,
day,
I flip a bottle, I
It's
smash
beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's too clean. It's too neat.
Yeah.
It's too perfect.
it. Yeah.
It's too choreographed. I get that.
And I feel like every movie does that now.
It's a season. We'll get back to.
Yeah.
It'll get.
Some
General
of
audiences will tire of it eventually.
We'll get back to the handheld and being like the whole time you're watching a scene.
Yep.
Actually, maybe I wouldn't hate that. I don't know, it might be fun. Don't go overboard like the Bourne movie does where you're just like, oh my god. Got auto shake or shake compensation on my neck. But
Gonna install a chicken neck on you.
that actually I would take that. That'd be pretty cool.
Like a stabilizer.
Those
It'd be a lot easier to
Dude,
drive.
chickens. Have you seen those videos of people
Yeah.
like shaking chickens? Their head are just like.
Yeah.
Make driving down like dirt roads so much easier.
What I
Dude,
think
for sure.
like I miss about the example I think you're trying to get to is the way action was filmed in Winter Soldier. Like the highway fight scene. Just the way that's all shot looks really good.
Mhm.
And nothing's really doing that right now. So
Yeah.
that's the movie I think
Not
of.
even the Russo brothers could recreate it in what was their
No.
crappy Netflix movie?
Gray
Gray
Man.
Man.
That's right.
Yeah.
They sure tried though. Not hard.
They definitely got it done in the Citadel though, right? Or in Citadel?
Oh yeah, Citadel. That
I don't think they really had anything to do with that.
They just attached their name
They
to it.
wrote it and attached their names to it, and they were just like, "Thank you for the
money, please.
I'm working on season 2."
Despicable Me 4.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
That trailer is out. It looks like a Despicable Me movie. What do
Which
you
means
know?
it will probably be really funny.
It probably will be quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
And the trailer made me feel confident about my prediction this year.
What was your prediction again?
That this would be the highest grossing movie of the year.
What else comes out this year?
Nothing that's gonna make as much money as this.
What if Dune 2 just pops up?
What if Dune 2 pops off?
You know, the first one came out during COVID.
I think the only movie that might give you some trouble is Deadpool 3.
That is the one I'm worried about, for sure. For sure.
I think Deadpool 3 is going to make a crap ton of money.
I think...
We'll talk about Deadpool 3 in news.
We will. Yeah. There was also... Did you guys mention the Ricky Stenicki trailer?
I forgot about this, but no, we did not mention it.
That looked horrible and hilarious all at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like a bad Zac Efron comedy movie.
Yep.
Which...
Hot off his Oscar snub.
Yeah.
I actually kind of love those Zac Efron movies.
Dude, they're fun.
So,
like Neighbors and
I will actually probably enjoy this.
Yeah. And
Somehow.
John Cena is...
Cena's...
generally speaking, a funny dude.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Good actor.
Yeah. I'm like weirdly looking forward to it.
Yeah, same.
The premise is hilarious too.
Yeah.
Like we got to figure out how we're going to get this guys' night to happen.
Okay, I'm not saying it's going to win, but I feel like you can never really know what's going to happen with a Godzilla Kong movie.
That's true.
Oh, brother.
Sometimes those things make a ton of
the
money.
The one came out day one on HBO Max and in theaters, and I still think it did like really good in theaters. So I mean, you just never know. It could make $5.
It could
because it's horrible.
It could also ride the Godzilla -1 hype,
yeah.
right? Like there could be enough excitement around that, even though it is a different Godzilla franchise. You could still get numbers out because of that, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Definitely. Any other trailers?
Could Inside Out 2 do really well?
No. Sadly, Pixar's time has come and gone.
Sell it back.
You say that, and then
What was the last Pixar movie that did remotely well?
Well, they haven't been putting them in theaters.
I'm not saying they're not bad. They're bad movies.
Joker 2?
That's
The first one made $1 billion.
Oh! Sorry, I thought you said Joker 2 in reference to a Pixar movie.
Oh, no.
He's thinking of movies that can dethrone Despicable Me.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, yes, it's a musical. Won't make $1 billion.
Venom 3?
Also, ha 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 ha.
The first one made $1 billion.
Yeah, the second one took a dump in the bed.
Just saying, you never know. Never know what the audience is going to be like. Oh, yeah.
Everyone's going to watch Madam Web and be like, yeah, we need more of the Sony Spider-Verse movies.
I 100% wouldn't be surprised if it's this year's Barbenheimer where they're just like, we're going to all go see this and make fun of it. It's going to be 3% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Maybe they'll put Madam Web in theaters twice like they did Morbius, because it'll become such a meme.
I hope so.
I still can't believe
hope
Sony.
so.
I still cannot believe
And
Sony
everybody
did that.
will see it again, and it will make $2 billion.
Sick.
Mufasa, The Lion King. Didn't The Lion King make $1 billion?
It sure did.
I'm just saying, you don't know what's going to pop up.
I've still not watched the live-action Lion King movie.
What was your box off prediction for last year?
Oh yeah, no, don't go. No, let's not. No.
Boom.
No.
You got no idea what's going to happen,
Hey,
buddy.
I was right about the Mario Brothers movie being
My
number
box
3.
office prediction did good.
I don't remember yours because
Barbie would make more than Black Adam.
you were right because you lowballed it so hard.
450 at the time, the way things were going. Guessing Black Adam would make less than 450.
I think that was a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, it was a safe bet. It just popped off. Everybody,
You guys didn't make me move it.
No.
no, and I don't regret that. It was a great prediction.
Yeah, fantastic.
It worked.
Fair enough.
But if you really want to earn my respect, Barbie 2 makes 1.8 billion is what you have to. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think we're getting a Barbie 2.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, we will. It just won't be by Greta Gerwig.
That's true.
That's a good point.
And it probably won't
because she's
star
working on
Margot
Narnia. No.
Probably not.
I mean, if we do, it
I keep
probably
forgetting
would, but
that's a thing.
the
She's
Narnia.
doing Narnia, yeah.
I was seeing
Hyped.
tweets
Let's go
about
from the director of Barbie.
dude.
What a
The
selling
Chronicles
point.
of Narnia
They
and Little Women.
Great marketing move.
during the Oscar nominations, everybody was like, "Oh, they snubbed Greta Gerwig. How can they do this?" And then I saw somebody quote tweet it, and they're just like, Everybody complaining that Greta Gerwig got snubbed. Meanwhile, Greta Gerwig just sitting in her lodge researching and writing Chronicles of Narnia.
Well,
Moving on to her next big paycheck.
I was going to say, well, moving on to our next big segment, we can talk about the Academy Awards and the Oscars.
Oh.
The nominations came out this week.
They did.
Oppenheimer's the
big one.
The big one.
Holdovers did really well too.
Five.
I believe so.
I think.
Oppenheimer, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon. What was the another one? Did like those ones were the biggest, I think.
Yeah. Overall, any like I think none of us are surprised Oppenheimer got as many as it did. Killers of the Flower Moon came in real hot. Were there any surprises for you guys?
Oh, you got them printed?
Yeah. Do you want one?
gosh.
Yes.
Pass that over here.
Oh, I just smacked my mic. Sorry, gang.
And I got extras because I know I'll lose mine.
I think my biggest surprise, and it's obvious if you watch the last few shows, I was pretty shocked Efron didn't get nommed.
So some snubs, yeah.
Yeah.
There was no nominations for the Iron Claw.
Yeah. That was
Zero.
That was a surprise to me.
Who put that out? A24?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty bullish on.
Meanwhile,
their
we've
stuff.
got Maestro, which has like 8 nominations or something, which is probably the
It's
most.
Netflix though. Netflix
Mid movie of the year.
Netflix has the pockets to do that. What I'm saying is, I like what else did A24 put out that it got nominated? Because like Poor Things, that's an A24 one, right?
No idea.
Like they may have had to pick and choose a little more. I'm based on your guys' reviews because I haven't seen Iron Claw yet. I'm just as surprised as you that it had got no nominations with as much praise as you guys were giving it.
I'll tell you what. This, I don't know. Maybe we just need to have the conversation every year because it will probably never actually change. A studio shouldn't have to pay any money to get people to see their movie for nominations. Like, you should be able to just send a package or whatever to the studio and be like, hey, for your consideration. But I feel like that always comes up and it's like, they paid so much money.
I mean,
and it's like I haven't been, for like the past 3-4 months, just hearing things about Iron Claw. Then I finally see it at 0.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Maestro, all I do is hear Bradley Cooper
Spent 6 years.
spent 6 years and he's okay in it and nomination. It's just
Maestro
like,
will win 0 of these awards.
thank goodness, deserves none.
I don't know. I think like a lot of my quote unquote surprises are more, I guess, technically snubs.
Sure.
Like one of the ones I think is a snub that isn't. It's not being talked about. Asteroid City for production design.
Oh, heck yeah.
Like I'm kind of shocked that didn't happen.
Yep.
I have
Especially considering that Napoleon did.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's too similar to Barbie. Also, everybody's upset about Margot not getting nommed for Barbie. She should have got a supporting nom for Asteroid City
Oh gosh.
for her 1
For one
7-minute
line.
scene. That is probably the best scene in the whole movie.
I think the biggest surprise for me, and I don't know why it is just John Williams for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Oh.
Listen, I like this music in that movie, but I think I've said this every year. We're just nominating him every year because he's going to die soon. I mean that with total respect. John Williams is the GOAT.
Yeah.
But we don't need to nominate him just because.
Right.
Like, Spider-Verse wasn't nominated. Lots of things should have been nominated over it.
Yeah.
Freaking The Boy and the Heron wasn't nominated. Feel like it could easily gone in there. That was my favorite soundtrack
It
of
was
the
a
year.
great soundtrack.
But, like, nope, we need to have John Williams in the category so we can keep his record going or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think you even complained about the music in that movie. You were
Yeah,
like,
I didn't-
they just overdid it.
I didn't think
May
it
have
was
been
great.
more of a mixing thing, but
Yeah.
yeah, his name popped out. I was just like, really? Like, okay, I get it.
Going to more positive things because we're talking a lot about Snubs, but like really excited for Jeffrey Wright to get a nom for Best
Yeah.
Actor. That's
Yep.
awesome. Giamatti getting it for The Holdovers.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Dude, is he gonna steal that from Cillian Murphy?
That'd be sick. But I don't think so.
Are you gonna bet on the Oscars this year?
Maybe, yeah.
Put it on him.
Put it on Giamatti.
Put it on him.
I
I wonder what the odds
one
are.
of my
If they're out
2024
yet.
predictions was about how Holdovers would be kind of a secret, not a secret, but like a stealthy, sneaky would end up winning the most, and that's one that I think Giamatti could sneak in.
Because like everybody's just assuming Oppenheimer's gonna win them all,
Yeah.
but most of the other awards are comedy and drama separated,
Yeah.
and those are the two that are winning. So it's like, okay, what is going to happen? So if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I would put it on Giamatti.
I like it.
I think I might go in there and just steal victory. Obviously, it's going to.
So
Nolan,
Giamatti
though.
is plus 175. Killian's minus 250.
Oh, put it in the bank.
Dude,
Easy
I really
money.
like Jeffrey Wright at plus 2,800 though.
Easy money.
Best Supporting Actor. Robert Downey Jr. is projected to win that one. Or favored. Wow, Devon Joe Randolph is favored heavily for Best Supporting Actress.
You
I think isn't Poor Things coming out on streaming here fairly soon? What I'm excited for now that excuse me, we know what's nominated. It's the time of year where for like a month and a half, all the streamers are like, here are all the nominations.
Yeah.
Please watch them.
Yeah, and like Regal does it.
Yeah,
and-
you can go catch them in theaters if you want to. So I'm excited to catch a couple of these, like Poor Things or American Fiction. Zone of Interest has been on my radar for a long time, and it just never, it hasn't come out here. So obviously there's lots of movies that are good that didn't get nominated that I haven't seen. I still need to. But this makes moves kind of a few of those to the top of the list, and I'm excited to see some quality films and performances and
Oh, yeah.
all sorts of things.
Yeah.
I've actually seen one of the short films,
How?
The Wonderful Life of Henry Sugar. It's on Netflix.
Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. See, Wes got in there. He got in there in some form or fashion.
He did. I'm also glad the creator got nominated for a couple
Yes.
things.
Sound and effects, right?
Yeah. Sound and visual effects.
Did you see the video I sent you on Twitter? And it was the nominations for
Oh.
sound back in 2015.
Yeah.
I still think the worst decision the Academy ever made was combining those categories of sound. It's just downright disrespectful for two very different jobs.
Yeah.
I was a lot more heated talking to Tyler before we started. I was like full on like yelling. It really makes me mad.
I think, it's true.
Yeah.
The example I gave to Tyler was it's like if you would combine the writers and the director category.
Sure.
You have a writer or a person creating sound. They're creating something from scratch. Then you have a director or a mixer who's combining it all together to make sense and work.
Yeah.
They're different jobs.
They're two very different aspects of
it infuriates me.
the final product.
We don't need to combine two categories that are extremely different to save time because we want Jimmy Kimmel to make jokes for 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay, so we talked about some of the snubs. We kind of offhandedly mentioned Barbie. I'm curious, is Barbie this year's MCU entry in that it's
It's
in
picked
reality
because it's popular.
it got nominated because it's popular, and that's probably why it didn't get some of the best actress or best director. but we'll throw it in there for these other things, and it walks away with nothing. Do you think it walks away with anything?
I think it'll win.
Production.
I think it's gonna win production. Yeah. Look, I think one of the things Barbie does well
I'm just kidding.
that the Academy loves is when it's trying to say something very, very within the zeitgeist, and Barbie does that. So it would not shock me if it wins a couple extra awards. But I think there is a little bit of that where it was so popular, and it's still so popular
Yeah.
that it was going to get nommed in some form or fashion.
Sure.
I mean, it picked up plenty.
Yeah, it did. And
I mean,
actually, you're looking
You read through the list and you're kind of like, oh,
2, 3, 4.
I definitely, it might walk away with nothing, but I don't think it's like let's just put this in. Like,
Sure.
I think it's deserving still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
it should
absolutely.
definitely be there. I think production design, it should be the favorite.
Where's production? Oh. Dude, production design, though, those are all...
They're all good.
That's going to be a tough category.
But just like thinking of how they did like The Box and Barbie Land and like all that stuff is just
Yeah.
it's something that shouldn't work but did.
Yeah.
And I think that says a lot about production design.
That's true. Real quick, they filled out all 10 for best feature or best picture this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Used all 10 of them slots.
Except it's weird that Maestro is there. I'm gonna rag on that movie every time I get a chance.
You guys have any? You're not locking it in, but just right now, what do you think's gonna win? You can change this for our actual.
So I
predictions.
haven't seen it, but I feel like American Fiction is getting a lot of like sleeper buzz.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are talking about American Fiction, and I feel like it might be the sneaky one.
Yeah.
Like wasn't it? It was Moonlight, the one year, wasn't it?
It's the way the voting works. A lot of times the number one movie doesn't work, or it doesn't win.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be Oppenheimer.
If I were betting, like if I'm putting money on it, I'm putting money on Oppenheimer. But I do think American Fiction could be the sneaky surprise in this category.
Yeah.
I think it will be Oppenheimer, and I think Nolan will finally get a win.
I do think he wins Best Director.
But I think the acting stuff will go to the other movies, and possibly like
It
writing.
has been interesting recently, though. They've done more and more of the split best director versus feature. Like, it's becoming less and less common that best director and best picture are the same film.
It's hard to say because I haven't seen all of them. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Scorsese gets a win again.
Yeah.
For directing.
Yeah. Hopefully I can carve out, 4 hours to watch that movie.
Nah, just 3.
Isn't it 3.5?
Was it? I don't remember.
I feel like it's 3 and some change.
Yeah,
I love that movie so much. I don't remember it being long. Like,
my offhanded pick right now is Zone of Interest. I think it's probably when it gets talked about in
326.
America, it'll be a little too divisive. But the buzz is around it right now is real hot. So
maybe the Academy will just piss me off and Maestro will pull out the win.
Maestro sweeps.
And then I will never watch the Oscars again. Gosh, I
love
dislike that movie so much.
I love
It's not really that bad, but I really didn't like it.
Well, cool. Anything else you guys want to talk about with the Oscars before we move on to news?
No,
Cool.
I guess not.
Okay. What news we got this week? There's some big things.
Do we want to get the
Some
sad stuff
some
out of the
sad
way
things.
first?
Yeah, hit me, Tyler.
Microsoft laid off 1,900 employees across Activision, Bethesda, and just Xbox proper. I think Activision had the most impact. As with mergers we've seen in the past, that's kind of what happens. Doesn't make it any less impactful.
Yeah, it was kind of expected, but
yeah.
I don't think
I don't think
to
it was
this degree.
No, and especially like because it didn't just stay within Activision, right?
Well,
like
we
it went
made
to
it through
Bethesda.
kind of that end of the year, and I think I was expecting something like this to happen before the end of the year.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing that has kind of happened, and it's kind of been from the fallout of this, is like a lot of smaller studios are laying people off too.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're like, hey, Microsoft's the big bad guy right now. We can get away with doing it now too, right?
Yeah.
Like you're kind of seeing some more announcements kind of throughout the week have been coming out. But yeah, huge layoffs at Microsoft. A lot of people impacted.
They canceled a pretty big game, didn't they?
They did. They canceled a game that Blizzard was working on, a survival game that was 6 years into its production cycle.
Whew. Imagine working on something for 6 years. Full stop. Just that.
Yep.
and then it gets just thrown away.
Yeah.
Man, just
Yep. And then, just kind of...
like when you go to interview for a job, what do you say? Be like, well, I was working on a game for 6 years, but Microsoft killed it. Like, I have nothing to show what I've done. What's this blank space in your resume?
Yeah.
Like, oh, well.
See, and like one of the things that, outside of the human element of this, one of the things that concerns me as a consumer is this is how, like, I don't think video games will ever go away. I'll just say that. But this is how you kill a part of an industry. Is, if I'm, and I said this in the chat earlier today, it's like if I'm a 16-year-old kid who's interested in game development and I watch the trends of the last 2 years, why would I ever want to do that?
Yeah.
Why would I ever sign myself up for that life, right? Like, I remember I read Press Reset. Do you remember? And I came to you after and I said, Brett, I would never work in the games industry. That book
Is that
was
the
written,
Jason Schreier book?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I read it a couple years ago and I was like, I would never work in that industry. And like we're seeing it now. Shoot, we live in Wichita, like the air capital of the world, and I will not work in aircraft.
Yeah.
Like I said to myself when I officially decided to live here, I will never work in aircraft for the same reasons.
Yeah.
Right? So like that's just me. That's just one person making that decision. I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I imagine there's a lot of people who probably think the same way when they see these stories. And that's what's scary about it is, as a consumer, this is how industries die.
Yeah.
And
Especially, it's
companies-
so sad too because gaming is like the most profitable
yeah,
media creative
medium.
outlet. Yeah,
Yeah.
medium.
Yeah.
Like movies are like TV shows have never really been profitable. Gaming, Hogwarts Legacy sold 25 million copies.
Yeah.
And that sold initially at $70 more if you wanted deluxe edition. Like, what? That is an insane amount of. Can you imagine a movie selling 25 million
Tickets? No.
Like, that is, it's just so much money. And like we talk about GTA 5 all the time, like it's the highest grossing thing ever.
Yep.
Or net or profitable thing ever with like $500 billion or something.
Yeah, some stupid number. But you like,
That
and
may
it,
have been maybe 5 billion.
what's crazy is like,
500 billion is a lot.
It's a lot.
dude, it's an insane number though.
Yeah.
Like it sounds fake, but like the thing that kind of just I think upsets me the most, again, human element aside, there are studios who have figured this out.
Yeah.
Like Nintendo does not lay people off every year. Like Nintendo has historically, their leadership has taken pay cuts to not lay people off. And it's like widely documented. Like there are studios who have found sustainable ways to do this.
Yeah.
Right? Like Nintendo is like, hey, we can't make the most powerful console in the world. They're just not willing to pay that price, right? They know what they make is fun. They're going to make it and people are going to buy it.
They don't make the most powerful console in the world and they still sell more than anybody else.
That's what I'm saying. Like they've found a sustainable way to do it. And like these other companies need to figure it out.
Yeah.
Microsoft has the deepest pockets in the gaming industry. They just spent $70 billion to buy Activision Blizzard. And I was listening to Kind of Funny, and they were talking about, if you took 1 billion of that, you could pay the number of people you laid off. This was Blessing. He did the math. If every person they laid off was making $100,000, $1 billion could pay that off 8 times.
Whew.
Or some crazy number. Like, it makes no sense. And you're like, 1 billion. They just spent 70.
Yeah.
Dude, I always think about what the Bungie dude said in their press release or whatever when they were asked if they were taking pay cuts, and they said, we're not that type of company. Waiting for a company besides Nintendo, because they're on the record for taking pay cuts, like you said, to be like, we are that type of company. Because so far, none of them are.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of what I'm seeing, a lot of what I'm feeling around this goes back to the game and that development as a product in an ecosystem that's so much bigger than itself, right? So when at the bottom line, most of these companies who own these developers, the development teams, right? So we're talking Microsoft owns Activision, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those teams, and Embracer Group is another one, right? But there are people who are the final dollar doesn't matter to the developer. The final dollar matters to the shareholder.
Yep.
So then leadership makes decisions based on shareholders, not consumers, not developers, not the human aspect, right? The other kind of, I think they're a really weird, eclectic, and probably not standard, but it's an interesting example is Hello Games. This is the team that did No Man's Sky.
Yep.
Very small team of like 11 developers when they started making No Man's Sky. PlayStation gave them a ton of money and support to help get that game across the finish line. It did not do well at first, but they were able to because they had the money and the team that actually cared about it, and they themselves were not looking for, investors and people to come and say, oh, like, we want to buy your stock. It's like, no, they have enough money that they could put out free updates for that game for 8 years.
Yeah.
While they've been developing this whole new game. Yeah. And doing some other small
while
mobile
they're making
projects.
Earth.
So, like, it's possible. It's just not at the scale that the industry thinks it needs to be.
Well, and I think, you talk about Ninja Theory and what they were saying in the developer direct the other day. It's like, we're going to make a smaller game. It's like, not every game needs to be 100 hours long.
Yeah.
Your development budgets get so big because you're trying to make the next big thing rather than focusing on just making a good game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody's trying to capture lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Just
Dude, you talk about that direct too. Last week we were on this show
praising,
going, Microsoft, great showcase.
Yeah.
Not even like 3 days later.
Yeah.
Just bombshell, horrible news. Just erased all of that. It doesn't matter anymore. 2,000 people just lost their job. And like you mentioned, Embracer Group, they also laid off 100 people and canceled a Deus Ex game.
A pretty big game, yeah.
Yeah. Did you hear about, I think it's called Black Forest Games, the studio making the Last Ronin video game, the Ninja Turtle The Last Ronin? They laid off half their studio.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't know that game ever comes out.
Yeah.
Like, it's everywhere, man. It's rampant.
I think, filmmaking, TV, they may more or less be safe because of unions.
Yep.
Yeah.
In terms of they have a certain amount of stability. Now you're gonna, when we talk about
it's not the end all be all.
Scalability, right? Like, I do think we're getting to a point where I'm worried about consolidation and who owns what and how much of the market share do they own. You have none of that with the games industry, and so what my fear is there's a bubble coming. Like, it's a .com bubble. It's the gaming bubble is coming. And what it will mean is a lot of pain in the gaming industry for a handful of years, maybe 5-6 years. This is just my kind of nihilistic prediction, I guess. The games industry more or less kind of collapses. But out of that, there are going to be a bunch of little independent things. I mean, gaming on PC, on mobile, will still be relevant. There will still be people who can make games for those systems, and will have an opportunity to start new.
Yep.
I mean, look, not to make light of a situation, but I got a hell of a backlog, so I can survive a gaming's industry
We'll be
crash
all right.
if it puts it in a better place.
They're all on the cloud and you can't stream them.
Well, Xbox got rid of their physical media department too, so
Yeah.
They just got to do what they got to do.
you could have bought Starfield for $1 at Walmart. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, because Xbox is trying to get all the Starfield games off the shelf. Like they're just not printing them anymore. They're just like, yeah, just get them off your shelves.
If you buy the physical version, I think it comes with a credit, like a physical credit with just a game code on it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that'd be kind of cool to have.
Yeah, it would be sweet. Yeah. If I go to Walmart and see it, I'm gonna buy it for $2 or whatever.
Heck, I got a Walmart gift card. I'll buy it for $0.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the big one this week. I feel
That's definitely the big one.
I have a couple other gaming stories too, but if you guys have anything,
Yeah, do the
gaming.
video game stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so did you guys hear about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League today?
Yeah.
Yeah, they killed that game.
They did, yeah. So it launched in the early access for the
Yeah.
deluxe edition.
Killed the early access thing.
And within an hour of it launching, they had to take the game offline. For those of you who don't know, this is an always online game. So once they had to pull the servers down, the game is inaccessible at this point.
Yep.
People have paid $80 to $100 to get this early access.
Why?
It's a huge thing. So the bug that they're getting is as soon as you boot the game up, it says you've beat it. You have 100% story progression. Story is over.
Everything unlocked?
That I don't know, but like the story is beat. So they pull the game back down. 6 hours goes by. They didn't say anything. They put an update. Hey, we've identified the problem. We're testing a fix right now. Now I haven't looked on Twitter to see if it's being fixed or what's going on, but like this is a game that could not afford for this to happen.
No.
And it sucks.
Unless there's no such thing as bad press. And
Nah,
it is getting people to talk about the game.
What if they're
who
like, look how
definitely
fast
wouldn't
we
be
fixed
talking
it?
about the game.
Dude, they're also in the news because they didn't send IGN review copies.
Yeah,
because
they
the
blasted it.
yeah.
So it's like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. This Suicide Squad game has been a wild story to follow throughout its process.
I wonder, I truly wonder this. The devs making it, they're just like, we got to get this out
So we can move on.
so we can move on.
Yeah.
Or if they are legitimately can't wait for people to play this. This game is really good, but they don't realize it's bad, okay, or good.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been played.
Well, that hasn't been played. The marketing's been kind of bad for it. Like it's not shown well. Like it could be a fun game to play.
It's a live service game, which is a whole thing in itself.
Like people don't like that, and
people vomit at the word battle pass.
Yep. That's why it's funny, Helldivers is a co-op shooter, and they're just now hiring a monetization person because they were like, we're just gonna make a fun game, then we'll do that. Like, it's bizarre to me, this whole situation. I wish I had made the prediction. I think Rocksteady's gonna close. I think this is the end of Rocksteady. I think they're cooked. This is it for them, man. This game's gonna come out. It's not gonna do well, and they're not gonna get another project.
Ugh.
I think their studio is gonna dissolve.
Or they'll just be acquired by Microsoft, and then they can lay off everybody.
If Microsoft buys WB Games, yeah.
Yeah, the last update was 9 hours ago, and it was that we have identified the...
So they've still not fixed
They
it.
have not responded that they've
Wow.
fixed it.
That's terrible.
That is such a funny bug, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations on completing the main quest.
The
Suicide Squad.
The achievement pops. It's like, boop. You're like, yeah.
How did it feel to kill Batman? Huh?
I love how all their marketing is the Justice League.
Yeah.
characters.
Yep. And then the other gaming story I have, Sony State of Play announced.
Real quick, the Wonder Woman design in that game is so good.
I've heard like the
So good.
cinematics and stuff for it are great in terms of like production level, but who
But
knows,
no,
man.
Watch it
Don't
on
play it.
YouTube.
I'll play it when
Nah,
it's
not
like
even that.
15. I'll play it when it's like $15 on the store. I'll be like, I'll give it a shot.
I'll
When
read
you can-
somebody's
when
random
you can buy it
synopsis
for
on
$1
OpenCritic.
at
I'm a
Walmart.
big enough DC fanboy that I will at some point give in and play it. The other thing, Sony State of Play announced for January 31st at noon Central Time.
Please,
15
Death Stranding 2 and Ghost of Tsushima 2,
Okay,
please.
so I had to bring this up. So there's this guy on Twitter who has apparently done a good job of
Journalism?
sure, we'll say that.
Data mining?
He gets leaks somehow for these State of Plays.
Oh.
So do you guys
Journalism.
do you guys care if I read this? He wrote it like a riddle to like give people ideas of what might be there.
If you just have the list, I'm okay with just hearing the list.
I don't
need
have the list,
Oh,
but
I don't need the riddles.
it's super easy. Ronins will rise of the Ronin. Will die stranded, Death Stranding.
These riddles suck.
Have a rebirth, Final Fantasy. And Kojima will fulfill his dream, so probably a movie update of some sort. Sonic will live in the shadow of his generation, which Sonic Generations remake. While the hills will remain silent until the dawn, which is Until Dawn. So we'll probably get a movie update.
Why not just... Oh, is he not allowed to spoil it, I guess?
I don't know. When
Get
you'll need to
shooed.
catch the Metro. So there's rumors of a new Metro game that's supposed to be a VR game. And then just don't be a Judas about it. So we'll see the Bioshock guy's new game too.
Cool.
Yeah, lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
They've said 15 plus games will be shown.
Hey, just as long as they don't lay off 1,900 people the week after.
Well, they did all their layoffs last year,
That's true.
so
No.
Boo!
they got more coming though.
I'm sure they got one more in them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Do you think? I guess prediction time. Do you think there's a big surprise in this thing? I try not to get my hopes too high for these State of Plays.
Day of,
but
something with Naughty Dog will be leaked. Obviously. That's my prediction.
of like what their next IP is.
Like an hour before the showcase,
Oh.
somebody's going to be like, Yo, Last of Us 3, here's the trailer.
I know we're getting that Concorde space shooter that looked like
yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy inspired thing. I know that's supposed to be there too. I don't know. I don't think we'll get.
I think with as
anything
wide
too
as
crazy.
this is,
Yeah, it's a lot.
I think that they probably save any big reveal things for June.
Spider-Man 2 DLC.
That would be a good surprise.
That could be a nice little. Yeah. I mean,
I feel like that would have leaked in the Insomniac thing though.
maybe.
Maybe they were too focused on everybody's credit card information.
The only thing I want out of this, and I know I won't get it, like being realistic, I would love for them to confirm Ghost of Tsushima 2. Just confirm it. Just say, yep, we're doing it. Much like what I want from Xbox with Gears.
Right.
Just say it's happening.
What if you get that? Be like, and coming this year, Gears of War.
Do we want to make a crazy prediction? Sea of Thieves for PlayStation.
Dude, they got Skull and Bones
Be
though.
insane. Be insane.
I would not be shocked.
I would be. I'd be
I think
shocked.
they're
I'd
done
think
with
that's crazy.
I think they're done with the development of that game. I don't think they're going to add anything else to it at this point.
I don't know why.
No time like the present to put it on a new
I
console
don't
and
know
find
why
new
you
audience.
put it on a new It's a live service game.
Because it's 7 years into its life cycle. You get
It's-
a brand new audience.
It's not like you just restart.
No, you just give them the full featured release and they get a bunch of money.
Maybe
It's not on Game Pass for them. They got to buy it.
it's true.
Make
It
them
doesn't
just
cost them anything to license it over to the Sony store.
make them just buy the base game though, and just give them everything.
I think everything for it is free. Like
Well,
all
I
the-
mean, on Xbox it's Game Pass, so it doesn't
I guess that's
really
fair.
matter. So I'm saying like just hey, $50 game, boom, here you go.
Yeah.
There you go, everything. Legend of Monkey Island, brand new. Go get it.
Luke,
Love
did
it.
you have any news stories?
I do got some news stories.
Hit me with one.
This is a Netflix story, but it's a sports story. This is actually huge.
This is a big deal.
WWE Raw will be streamed exclusively on Netflix starting in 2025.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
That is wild. I've been I feel like I've done a lot of predictions of Netflix getting sports, and it's never panned out.
The 1 year.
The 1 year I don't.
And like not even 2 weeks into the year, they're like, "Hey, we got sports coming."
Just so you know.
Like, that's wild. I think they're the only streamer that doesn't have sports.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Max has hockey.
Max has Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
So they got everything.
Yeah.
Prime obviously has all their stuff. Peacock has NBC. Paramount is Paramount.
Even Apple has MLS. And
Yeah.
I think some of that's an add-on, but yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be.
But yeah, Netflix supposedly cutting edge is way behind.
No way.
Yeah.
Another Netflix story.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Hit us with it.
Oh, Scott Stuber. He's one of their head programmers.
I forgot about this story.
The guy behind some of their big budget films.
Their big box office blunders, I would call it.
Well, they didn't send him to the box office, so no wonder there were blunders. Yeah, he's heading on to greener pasture. He didn't die. He's just out.
He's starting a studio, isn't he?
He's crossed
Yeah,
the
I think
Rainbow
so.
Bridge.
He wants to
Doing
make
his-
movies so he could be
Doing
like,
his own thing.
he's going to make movies and be like, will you put this in theaters? And they're like, no, just on Netflix.
Yeah, we sold the rights to Netflix.
Yeah, look, we have lambasted Netflix for a long time on the amount of money they put in some of their films.
Yeah, Gray
To
Man.
just not make it back. I mean, we all know that at this point that Hollywood's some kind of giant laundering scheme.
Yeah.
But like, you're not like you just make no money by putting. You're not gonna even put it in theaters.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I don't think they do either.
So the article I was reading, I believe, is on the Hollywood Reporter. Was talking about. I think it was Hollywood Reporter.
Yeah.
Was talking about how Netflix may be settling into kind of middle of the road. They understand they're just kind of the middle of the road content.
Yeah.
We're not gonna make the super expensive high end things anymore.
Yeah, because, I mean, they talked about The Irishman, which was well received. It's a bad movie. But it cost them tons of money. And it's kind of the same thing Apple is saying about Killers of the Flower Moon. Super well received, but at least that was in theaters.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it cost $200+ million to make, and it's not going to make that back. And a streamer's like, I don't even know.
Right.
There's just no return on it, really. And how they're like, this isn't sustainable. And now we realize that. So we're going to make mid-tier movies and a lot more TV.
I want to know how other streamers like. Netflix is a little bit, I think, ahead of everyone else in that they've been around longer as a streaming service, right? So they're seeing and understanding the money side of this faster than some of the other places.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking specifically like Apple and Amazon, who just have big pockets. They don't necessarily think they need to be worried about box office. And if that impacts, because I think something like Severance is a lot more valuable to Apple than Killers of the Flower Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're both fantastic, and they're both important stories that I think one needs to be told. The other one I'm like fascinated by. But, you know, one of those things does something for your service that the other does not.
Yeah. And ironically, the movie that granted them an Oscar Best Picture win was the super cheap movie. It wasn't the giant, I don't want to say blockbuster. The super expensive period piece.
Yeah.
I guess we haven't gotten results for the Oscars yet, so we can't really say that. But like, what did Coda cost to make? Probably $10 million or less.
Yeah,
Not
probably.
a super crazy budgeted movie.
I don't know who.
Oh, that movie's so good.
That movie is so good.
You nailed it.
Let's go.
10 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that movie wrecks me
So good.
in all the best ways.
So good.
But yeah,
Happy cry.
that article made me gave me a little more faith in Netflix that they're kind of heading in the right direction, because it's been really
It
frustrating.
just makes it feel like they're not just tone deaf.
Yeah.
Right? Like, self-awareness is important in business. And
I think another thing they kind of said was, like, we're not just going to buy movies. Like, we're not going to just... We didn't make any of it, but we're going to pay $100 million to just release it on Netflix. It seemed like they were going to kind of turn that down. Like, at least with a revival show, it's like, yeah, we paid for it, and we can make it. We can draw out subscriptions with that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, yeah, like they did with Manifest.
Yeah.
Like they finished
or
that.
Suits, I think, is one of their most popular shows right now.
Suits has been huge for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it together, Netflix.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how, I think, HBO or Max and Disney Plus, what we see with those services as they are set up within a studios that also do theatrical, and
Yeah, it's just like an add-on
MCU
extension.
has already talked about how they're kind of pulling back on how much Disney Plus content they're making, and I don't know, it'll be interesting. So we mentioned Severance. Severance season 2 started filming this week. Boom, let's go.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy about this.
So excited for that.
Almost time to think about rewatching it for me.
Wasn't waffles.
Is old.
You want a waffle party?
No.
I remember telling a coworker to watch that show, and they got to the waffle party episode, and they came back to work, and they were just staring at me like, "Dude, what is wrong with you?" And I was like, "A lot." But did you like the episode? And he's like, "Yeah, it's really good." I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's such a good show. Might have to remind myself what the heck happened in it, because it's been like 18 years.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
That one has been a while.
This is kind of an old story, I feel like. But it's been like week to week, been getting updated. Daredevil Born Again is totally different now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just going to be the Netflix show, season 4.
Yeah, because
All the cast is back.
they shut it down for a while, and then it came back, and it's just the same show.
And like there was video of Karen and Foggy with Matt, and it's just like, yes!
Yeah, because originally they weren't going to be a part of it.
Yeah. Wilson Bethel, I don't know, whoever played Bullseye is back.
Yeah.
So this is just like fantastic news. I was so nervous about this show, and it's rejuvenated my faith in it. I feel like it.
Well, I'm pretty sure they brought somebody in from that Netflix production team to come in and like fix it. They were like, "Yeah, just."
They're not just fixing it. They're redoing Born Again.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm so happy. I was like leaning on not watching it because I felt like it was just gonna make me mad. Of like,
and it still might.
It still might.
Yeah.
But at least there's faith.
Yeah.
I can wait on a trailer now, and if it comes out and it's just like, nope, then we'll still see.
There's a little more hope for sure.
I wonder if Echo getting a lot of
positive
reviews,
real
they're like,
buzz.
okay, yeah, we need to.
Well, you can do the darker, grounded stuff. That's okay.
Yeah.
I have one last news story. Going from Marvel over to DC. We got our Supergirl casting.
That's right.
Millie Alcock.
Yes.
From House of the Dragon.
She's great.
Neither of us have watched.
I have.
I'm going to watch eventually.
She's very good.
I like this decision a lot, strictly based on look and hearsay from like how people have kind of responded to her acting. But I think the thing that really pushed it over the edge was the little screenshot I sent you guys, where Jim Lee was like commented on James Gunn's post.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, it's really cool to see this all coming together. Congratulations," or whatever. And James Gunn responded, was like, "Dude, I gotta show you this test. You're gonna go crazy." And I was like, "Dude, they're just like us, man. Like
the
they're
fact
so fired
that
up."
was like Instagram conversation, and like not just like, oh, I'll just text him real quick.
Yeah.
It's so funny to me.
Yeah.
It's like, hold on, dude, I'm gonna text you. Hold on.
Wait a second.
It's just guys being dudes, man. Like, they're just excited. And I think, too, having read the story they're adapting and James Gunn's comment about, like, she really captures what they were going for here. I'm very excited for this movie. I think this movie's going to... I don't think people understand what this is going to be. It is not going to be what people think.
It's not going to be a superhero movie.
No.
Yeah.
This is about Supergirl going to a red sun planet so that she can get drunk on her birthday. And gets tied up with a kid whose dad was killed by a mercenary.
Yeah.
It's such a cool story.
Yeah. I'm really curious what just the legacy story is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I felt like we had kind of speculated, a title like Legacy makes us think Supergirl could show up. But now it's confirmed.
Yeah, we know she's
coming.
Like,
what is the story?
Yeah.
And,
very, very exciting. Gonna be a fun year with DC, man. I'm really excited.
It's nice to have something to be excited about on the DC front again. Yeah. Going back to Marvel, though, I kind of forgot about the story. Daredevil 3, we did get a synopsis.
Deadpool.
Sorry. I read Daredevil. Deadpool 3, we got a synopsis for this. It's got an F-bomb in it. It says, Deadpool's really going to go effing change the MCU forever. And that's the synopsis. So, I think it is Deadpool kills the MCU.
Brett's prediction.
Feeling
good about
I actually think that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to be him kind of killing off the stupid ideas that they've had and kind of level setting their timeline to bring in the X-Men.
Resets the MCU.
Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought?
Brett.
Yeah, I mean,
Apparently.
I guess, yeah.
Just this year, though.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
before.
Hold on. I'll see if I can find the actual like synopsis.
The question is, will it be good? Because I don't know.
It's going to be a cameo fest.
Well, that's just Deadpool. That was kind of figured, but I just don't know if I trust Sean Levy.
Here's the synopsis. That effing irresponsible hero Deadpool will change the history of the MCU with Wolverine? ? There you go. There's your synopsis.
There we go. Feeling good, baby.
Or is it just going to be like Multiverse of Madness, where they just multiverse for like 5 seconds and then the madness is over and it's just a bad movie the rest of the time?
Could be that.
Yeah, it very well could be that.
It could be that. This is Marvel we're talking about.
I mean, based on a lot of the set photos, like, I know he was upset about this leaking, but, like, there's some pretty wild stuff in some of these set photos.
Listen, if you're going to film outside...
Yeah, you just have to accept it.
You have to be ready for it.
Just release something cool and be like, hey, we're about to do something cool.
Yeah. Have you guys
watch out for spoilers.
Have you guys seen the clip of him jumping on Hugh Jackman's back?
No.
And, like, he kind of throws him off of him. I am excited that they're actually getting to do something together.
It'll be fun. It'll be I hope it's fun to watch them have fun together.
I think just more so just knowing that they probably are having a good time.
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah. So. Okay, let's do some fan box over in the chat. We have a fan box question. I don't know why, guys, you're not seeing the chat.
Yeah, what's going on there?
I don't know, but there is some chat happening. Trev the Rev 99 says, "Do you think
Trev the Rev.
voters should have to watch every film in every Oscars category to vote for that category?" So, if you're a voting member of the Academy and you want to vote in Best Picture, do you have to watch all 10 Best Pictures to vote?
Well, based on their voting system, I don't know. I would say yes. I think would be my preference.
Do they not?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a requirement.
So it's like I can like this thing a lot, so I'll just vote for it.
Yeah, I saw Maestro. It was the only of them that I saw, and I really liked it. So I'm just gonna vote for it.
So can we vote based on so they could vote based on popularity then?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't like that. They should have to watch them all.
I agree.
I would say so.
I don't think you have to vote in. I think you don't have to vote in every category too.
That's
Watch the the categories you want to vote in. Watch all the films in that category and vote accordingly.
Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm not sure if I am or not. But I think isn't it only the people you're only a part of certain parts of the Academy, or can you vote on every single thing? Because I felt like it was people that are part of the music category
No.
vote on the music.
Uh,
The production designers vote on the production designers, or maybe like
I don't
because the
believe-
directors help with that bit.
I don't-
Maybe they help.
I don't
too.
think so.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a thing.
There are certain. I could be wrong.
Screw it. Oh, just do Twitter polls.
Yeah.
The nomination is more important to me, anyways. Now, honestly,
I could be
I don't
mixing
know if
things
I
up.
care.
Luke. It may be that anyone who's a part of the Academy cannot be a part of the nominating votes, and then I think it's the other way. I think like the directors nominate the director, and then everyone votes on those. That's how I think it's set up.
Got it.
I would say you would need to see most of them for Best Picture, all of them for the other categories. It's 5 movies.
Yeah.
If it's a category you care about, you can watch 5 movies.
And if you're a voting member, you have access to them, right? Like you don't have to go out and hunt them down.
Yeah.
They have sent them to you.
But also, you've probably watched the Best Picture ones if you're voting on other categories, because most of them are nominated in some other categories.
yeah.
I also feel like these are people that love movies. They've probably seen
Yeah.
most of them already. So I don't even know how big of a deal it is.
My only thing would probably be that a lot of these don't show up until the end of the year, depending on schedules. People in Hollywood are busy, and a lot of these people are in Hollywood. So like,
Nah, they're not that busy.
you know, I understand maybe not being able to watch 20 movies and feeling like you can, but in that case, pick what you think you really want to vote in and watch 5 or 10, and you can kind of cover your bases as much as possible. So
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, you're right. There's so many repeats. Like if you watched Oppenheimer and Barbie and Killers of the Flower Moon,
yeah,
that covers like over half the categories almost. Then you need to pick 2 more movies.
yeah.
And you'd probably cover almost all the categories except for Best Picture. So
Our next fan box question comes from Daniel. Daniel asks, due to the recent unofficial cancellation of the Halo Battle Royale mode, what would you build into a Halo Battle Royale to make it unique for that franchise?
I mean, I didn't really want a Halo Battle Royale to begin with.
So, nah. Just
Um,
keep it scrapped.
yeah, I think that was a good decision. But if I wanted to make a Halo Battle Royale unique, I don't even know.
I
feel like the
when
vehicles make it unique.
When I
Yeah.
think about it, when I think about Halo in the sandbox, I think it's the vehicles and how the vehicle play works. Because unlike in so many, I don't know how you balance it though. Because there's not tanks in Call of Duty, or I mean maybe there are.
There were some in the Battlefield one.
They were definitely in the Battlefield.
But yeah, I think finding a way to balance the vehicle moments, because I think you could have some really cool Halo moments in a battle royale that are they would just be so random, but you get the coolest interaction between vehicles and foot play, and with different squads. I think that could be pretty unique. That's
I
what I
think
would
the other
look
thing
for.
too is like it wouldn't necessarily be unique, but the special kind of weapons that you get throughout the campaign could be dropped in throughout there, like in drop pods, or
Yeah.
you could add. They have the little fabricator.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. It's not super unique. I don't know that. Not to piss off Halo people, but I don't know that Halo does anything that's ultra unique, anyways.
Sure.
As it lends itself in the shooter genre.
Sure.
So like, I don't know. It would feel like Halo, which I think is what makes it unique.
Yeah.
Not necessarily any sort of mechanical thing.
Yeah.
I think
So
too, just the map would be. I don't know what the map would be like, because
Sure.
all of Halo maps are Forerunner-esque ish or Covenant-esque. And it's like, how do you mix all those together?
Right.
Like, are we on a Halo ring, but we're on Earth, but we're on a Covenant ship? Like, all these things mixing together. It's like, I think the map would just be weird. I think something that...
It'd probably be like the campaign map.
You'd probably start off there. You could have UNSC bases.
I haven't played Infinite. That's the thing, too.
Scattered around. You could have Covenant bases
I was
scattered
thinking,
around.
Yeah.
I was thinking good Halo. No, I do think that something could be interesting, at least as far as the old power-ups go. Like the cloaking and overshields. You can just choose when to activate it.
Oh,
so it's a little more user-friendly. It's not like, ooh, I'm walking around, I found an overshield.
Right.
Oh, invisibility. It's gone after 10 seconds and nobody was ever around you. It's like, okay. Like, let me carry that around and be like, oh, there's some guys up there. I'm invisible.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you do that in current?
Infinite, you
can do that.
Okay. I don't know. Didn't like that.
But you haven't been able to do that in all of them, so no, that's good. All right, cool.
Remove sprinting again.
Remove sprinting.
Yeah.
Dude, that would honestly be hilarious.
Add a prone.
Yeah, there you go.
The only Halo thing that has a prone mode.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know how you...
Swords only.
I can imagine that this is why
Remove
this
the
got
gravity
canceled
hammer.
was because it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because there's too many battle royales, we don't need another one.
Well, they were just late to it.
They were very late to it if they wanted to, yeah.
They could just switch it over to extraction shooter, like everybody else is doing.
It worked great for the day before.
That'll work great, yeah. Trevor had another question. After last week's shade towards myself and Babylon, what movie do you genuinely love that will make the other two in our group go, you seriously like that?
Fast and Furious.
I made a pretty long list, and I actually don't have Fast and Furious on it. Pretty long list, actually.
The one that makes Brett hate me is Ready Player One.
I do. I don't understand how you like that movie.
I have that on my list, but I kind of have different levels of my list. It's movies that, like, yeah, I have Ready Player One on my list because Brett hates that movie.
Yeah.
But I also have movies that, like, I know that people didn't like just in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe didn't like it first, but now sure people do like it. I'm just going to go through my list. Transformers, all of them. Ready Player One. Pacific Rim 2. Terminator 3, 4, and 6. The Greatest Showman. The Rings of Power TV show. Skyscraper. Wonder Woman 1984. The Aladdin live-action movie. Alita. Avatar. Now. The first one. Now.
Yeah.
Justice League. The Whedon cut. Interstellar. When it first came out. And Star Wars. Episode 9. The Rise of Skywalker. Those are all movies I really like. And I know a lot of people disagree with it. And I don't care. And you know what? I'm going to reiterate what I said last week. Just make fun of them. If they're your friend, just make fun of them. It's fine.
It's fine.
There's nothing wrong with liking a movie that somebody else hates. Just make fun of them back.
Yep.
Last Jedi Lover.
I wear that one proudly, but I feel like I've...
Yeah, wear it proudly.
I've swung you guys at least a little bit in the direction of, oh, maybe this doesn't suck as much as we thought it did.
I still dislike the movie, but I like Star Wars too much to just hate it.
Sure.
I will say that I think I've watched it now 4 times. I like it more than I did the first time I watched it. I still don't like it very much.
Yeah, okay,
but
there you go.
there are things that I'm more okay with as I've watched it more times.
So yeah, The Last Jedi, obviously a big one for me. I don't know if you guys have even watched this movie, but the internet doesn't particularly love it. Or
I just remembered another one.
critics definitely didn't.
I think I know what you're going to say.
Kingdom of Heaven?
Oh, no.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, people just like the director's cut.
Another Ridley Scott movie that, like, historic, that people just...
People just like the director's cut of it.
Yeah.
No, the one I was going to say was Don't Look Up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For me?
Both of us. That movie's awesome.
Yeah, I thought we both liked it. So.
Yeah, I also liked it.
Yeah.
But
But the world...
The world
Yeah, the
hated
world
that
did
movie.
not like
cannot
it,
stand
yeah.
that movie.
That
sure.
movie was so funny, man. It really caught me off guard. That was good.
Here's one that I think you two will be like, are you serious?
I don't think I will anymore.
The new Baywatch movie. The Zac Efron Baywatch movie.
I liked that movie. I remember Luke
I didn't
gave
like
me
that
crap
movie.
for Luke gave me crap for liking it,
Yeah,
but I liked that movie.
I
Yeah.
did not like that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Because it's a raunchy Zac Efron
It's-
movie.
yeah, it works for me.
You're going to
worked.
love Sticky Nicky or whatever it's called.
Sticky Nicky.
Sticky Ricky?
Ricky
Sticky.
Stickity.
I'm glitching here.
Listen, no, I hated that movie. I thought it was not funny. I do not care anymore what people really like.
Fair enough. I'm looking over at my
I'm going to make fun of you for
movies
it, though.
that I have right here, and they're all pretty.
Mid?
No, they're most of them are well liked.
Yeah,
But-
I liked The Green Knight. I remember you didn't love it.
I didn't love it on my first watch, but I've really enjoyed it in subsequent watches.
Yeah, I liked
I
that
was
one.
really disappointed with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's one that you like gave me crap for liking, but I
No.
remember you being like, "Yeah, I don't know, didn't work as well for him."
Yeah.
Space Jam 2,
Great movie.
Oh,
Great
it's
movie.
the worst.
let's go.
Dumpster fire.
Oh, whatever.
I think I've given everything on this list fanboy worthy or a booyah.
Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind right now.
Cool. All right.
Did we have questions left over from Zach last week too?
Did.
Okay.
We did, and this week we're gonna do another one from him.
Okay.
From Zach, which Young Justice character would you like to be the most?
Would I like to be the most?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
this is Young Justice.
Robin, because he's rich.
I think I'll go with the It's the same answer I would have if you asked me what superpower I'd want. I'd want to be Wally. I think super speed would be so cool.
Yeah.
And you could heal fast, so when I blow out my Achilles again, it just heal really quick. I'd be sick. So I'm going with that. I'd want to be Wally.
Let me look at just the entire giant Young Justice. Young Justice.
I feel like it's kind of a basic answer, but like Luke just threw out Robin. It's
You want to be Dick?
I think so. I think it's that I have a really personal. Batman was my favorite superhero growing up as a kid, right? And so like being Batman adjacent, I like that. So yeah, I'll go with Robin, Dick Grayson.
Yeah, I'll go with Wally West.
God, Static's abilities are so cool.
Static is dope.
I joked because he's rich, but yeah, Robin is just the coolest, man. He's awesome.
I also like, I don't know, in whatever version of Young Justice I've watched, I just really liked his attitude. He's kind of a
Who, Robin? Or,
Yeah.
Or Nightwing?
Robin.
Okay.
So we going Dick Grayson or Tim Drake?
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
think it's Dick Grayson,
Okay.
So the Robin Nightwing combo.
Yeah.
maybe.
Because he becomes a Nightwing in season
Oh,
2.
I maybe didn't watch far enough then. This was years
Season
ago.
1 is Dick Grayson.
This
so.
was years
Yeah.
ago, so I'm maybe.
Man,
I won a lot of trauma in
Young
my
Justice
life.
used to be so good.
It did, dude.
And then they were like,
JT, maybe I didn't grow up with enough trauma, and now I'm just trying to
Manufacture it.
manufacture it so I can be a better creative person. That's what's needed, right?
Trauma and drugs.
Trauma and drugs.
Yeah.
I'm not on one of those.
bro, there is so many freaking characters in this show.
Yeah,
now.
dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude.
Real quick then, let's wrap it up with what we did this week. What'd you guys do this week?
Are you holding Baroque's question till
Did
next week?
Baroque have a question?
He did, because he didn't get to watch our show this week.
Wait, was it in...
I'm pretty sure I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, was it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Baroque, I promise, I did not just ignore you.
It was a crazy question about would you rather fight 100 or somethings with this kind of weapon or it might be one we save for next week.
Well,
when
no,
he's
we're
back.
looking it up right
Okay.
now. I'll miss the live show. But on account of seeing The Wizard of Oz on the big screen, I have a fan box question
Overrated.
nonetheless. Would you
That's
rather...
Baroque's movie for Luke. The Wizard of Oz.
Baroque Luke is giving you
Is Broke from Kansas?
quite the eye.
Kansas City.
So Missouri or Kansas?
I don't know.
Because that's a big difference. We've talked about that on this show before.
No idea.
Okay, so you have to choose between fighting 100 regular flying monkeys with non-automatic rifles and exactly 100 rounds of ammunition, or 4 waves of 50 Chihuahua-sized flying monkeys with any non-projectile weapon of your choice.
That was a lot of words.
100 flying monkeys with 100 rounds of semi-automatic rifle, or 200 Chihuahua-sized flying monkeys with a non-projectile weapon. We get the
weapon.
rifle.
We get the weapon.
We get the rifle or the non-projectile weapon, and it's 4 waves of 50 Chihuahua size.
Do I get to choose the weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The Chihuahuas with a lightsaber. Game over.
That's a good one.
Or, I don't know, choose the gun, but just give me Galahorn.
I was gonna say like a rocket launcher and just
Does
Or
that
a
count as a non-automatic rifle? I guess it's a...
You have to...
you have to load it.
It's 2 shots, and then you have to reload.
Yeah.
And I have to do that 50 times.
Okay, fair enough.
Put on double solar or triple solar reloader mods since it's Destiny weapon. Man, flying through those rounds, baby.
I feel like I would feel more comfortable with the small... Chihuahua is like this big.
It's like a
50's
rat
a lot, though.
with a lightsaber, though.
Well, I'm not gonna go with a lightsaber. You said lightsaber.
I would just
So
use...
just go double blade. But with Grievous attachment, so you just spinning it.
I don't know. It would be... I mean, but they're attacking me. Like, I feel like it would be harder to...
Do I get a gas mask?
Sure. Unclear.
Just hold your breath.
We'll say sure.
I would wear a gas mask and just walk into a closed room. And my weapon of choice would be a gas grenade.
Your own gas? Oh.
No, a gas grenade and just gas them out.
Tyler's just ripping them in there. Ew.
No, I feel like a lightsaber is like the easy win. You're just like...
I'm also not scared of a Chihuahua.
Right? Even like... Yeah.
Just use my foot. I mean, they're the little monkeys from Wizard of Oz, but they're Chihuahua sized.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like
my weapon of choice would be Jack Black.
So
you can punt them.
The Walking Dead bat.
Negan's bat?
Yeah, Negan's bat.
So a bat with nails in it?
Yeah. I feel pretty confident.
I think it's barbed wire.
Oh, is it wrapped in barbed wire?
The nail one is from Stranger Things.
No. Okay. Well, that's enough.
I would
that's
choose
enough
Fireball.
senseless violence for this episode.
D&D Fireball somebody.
I also want to iterate it. I'm against animal abuse, and that shouldn't be a thing. Just
No, for
on
sure.
the record.
This is
These are Wizard of Oz flying
monkeys
Speculative.
that are attacking you.
Yeah.
It's all
It's all speculation. It's not
speculation.
real.
That's right.
Look, I'm all for not abusing animals, but if an animal attacks me, I'm gonna fight back.
Yeah, dude.
All right. So now, what did you guys do this week?
I finished Reacher season 2.
Good show.
Great show, yeah, I loved it. They just lean into that 80s action movie in the finale, and it's awesome. Nice. I wish more things would just own it. It doesn't need to be...
unclean fights.
Yeah, it just doesn't need to be more than what it is, if that makes sense, right? Like, they're just having fun, making something they like, and performing it well. And I just think it comes across on screen. Alan Richson's awesome. I think he does a heck of a job. I mean, the whole cast is great. Have you watched season 1?
Just the first couple episodes.
Okay, so you're not like actively watching Reacher.
No.
So I was very happy with O'Donnell in the season overall. I was
Is that
worried.
the cop from the
No,
first season?
no. O'Donnell is his buddy, the white dude that's with them.
The brass knuckles?
Yeah, him.
Okay.
I was like, oh, here we go. This guy's the clear bad guy within the party.
Really appreciated what they did.
Yep, me too. I was very happy with how they kind of used his character. They dangled him a few times where I was like,
They did it kind of with all of them.
Yeah.
Where you're just like,
yeah, it's like, are they gonna make it or are they bad or like I love.
I mean,
how
where
they
I
did it.
always go is like, oh, they're hooking up. She's clearly bad.
That's so early on. I thought that too. But then,
Nope,
like with
they're just
O'Donnell,
horny.
towards the end, you kind of get this vibe that like, okay, maybe he's a little iffy. And then they like make you care about him, and I'm like, they're gonna kill him.
Even with like Swan throughout the entire show, it's
Yeah.
like, is he good? Is he bad?
Dude, that was a great. They
It's like-
concealed that really well.
Neither.
Yeah, they concealed that really well too. Yeah, I just think I don't know, man. They've done a great job with that show. It's a dad show, but I really
No,
really
dude,
enjoy
it's a
it.
family show.
It's about family.
My hope for season 3 is that the next mystery doesn't involve somebody he knows.
Well, too bad. It's definitely going to.
First season, his brother died. Second season, his whole team's involved. I wanted to go to a place and him just be like this wild card.
So they've already announced what book it is, and it has to do with him going undercover, and which I don't know how that's possible.
Dude doesn't fit under any
Yeah.
covers.
But he has to go undercover because to do something, and someone from his past shows up.
Of course.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
Cool.
we'll see.
What do you end up giving it on our...
Oh, that's a strong fanboy worthy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sweet. Cool. Luke?
I mentioned it earlier. I watched all the Terminator movies. I watched one for the first time, though. I had never watched Terminator Genesis.
Oh. Oh! And how was that?
Listen, it's not a very good movie, but it kind of falls into the I just love the Terminator movies that I really had to turn off my brain and enjoy it.
Yeah.
That being said, not a good movie.
Yeah.
I think I gave it 1.5 on Letterboxd.
Ooh,
Um,
buddy.
the acting in it is not good. The story they decided to tell was interesting, especially. Did you see Dark Fate?
Yeah.
Both are kind of alternate timeline. It's like we're really resetting things here.
Uh-huh.
I'd say Dark Fate did a good job.
Yeah.
Genesis, no, like, yeah. I always enjoy seeing Arnold Schwarzenegger pop up though, and just being a robot menace. That was
Yeah.
one of the cool things though about that movie was they're like, oh, we need to travel to the future. Sorry, you can't go. And he just waits for them, and then he's there, and he's old.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, okay, that's cool. I like that, and he's rickety and can barely move. His knees popping out, and you're like, buddy. Also, Terminator Salvation is a guilty pleasure. I feel like people rag on that movie a lot. I could have put it on my list. I like watching a movie fully in the future. I thought it was really cool. What else did I do? I watched the first 2 episodes of Masters of the Air.
Yeah, that's right. That dropped this week.
Mm-hmm.
Or the first
The first 2.
2.
Yep. It is pretty good.
Nice.
The plane stuff is awesome. However, I have no idea who anybody is when we're in a plane. They're all wearing helmet, like flight caps, and they have oxygen masks, and they all either have country or New York accents. And the only one you can pick out is Barry Keoghan. Because
That checks out.
like his voice is very distinct, and he's doing a New York accent, but he sounds so much different than everybody that it's like, oh, but like somebody's narrating it, and I'm like, I don't know who this is. I think the first 2 episodes are pretty good. Definitely not up to par with the Pacific or Band of Brothers. I think it can get there, but like Band of Brothers just starts off with a bang, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is gonna hurt.
This one feels like a little more of a slow start, but it
No,
has potential.
opposite.
Oh.
They jump right in,
Ah.
and I think it hurts the show. I don't really know who anybody is.
Sure.
Whereas, like, the first episode of Band of Brothers is boot camp. We all hate David Schwimmer. Like, that is the first episode, and then we go to war.
Yeah.
Where this is like, man, I can't wait to get to war. We're at war. We're flying planes, and I don't know who anybody is. And two of the characters literally have the same nickname. One of them's Bucky, and one of them's Buck. And they joke about it a lot, but it's also very confusing. Wow, you guys have the same nickname? It's like, yeah, you guys have the same nickname.
It's one of those shows.
Necessary?
It's one of those shows you watch with IMDb pulled up.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I think the second episode was stronger than the first. And the little preview they gave me for episode 3, I think it looks like we're gonna get into a lot more of it.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited. I think it will be really good.
Sweet.
Awesome.
The other thing I did was I watched the Chiefs clinch another Super Bowl. Bird, baby, let's go. Yeah. Go Chiefs. Also, the thing that I didn't get to talk about last week, and I kind of just teased, I became an uncle.
Woo!
Uncle Luke.
My brother and his wife had a baby boy. He's super cool.
Congratulations, LZ.
Yeah. He's a little cutie. So that's super cool. I know we joke about it a lot. I don't know about on the show.
Yeah,
per se,
no, I think that's a more off-air
but I'm
thing.
not a baby guy. I don't love holding babies. They kind of freak me out. But man, he's a real cool little dude. I held him at the hospital and he kind of started crying and I had to like jiggle him and went back to sleep at school. I was like, but,
Babysitter in tow.
yep. Now I have the role of cool uncle.
Love
There
it.
you go. You gotta own that.
I'm gonna do my best to crush it.
You will.
You will, yeah. You'll
Yeah.
do good.
Shout out Logan and Carly though. You guys will crush it as parents.
Yeah, they will.
Correct.
They're awesome. Okay, Steph and I watched, let's see, this week, Steph and I watched Rick and Morty Season 7 is now out on streaming. This is the first season with the new voice actors.
Can you tell?
I think I noticed it the first episode, but I was looking for it.
Yeah.
Stephanie did not. She didn't know.
Were you looking for it or listening for
I
it?
was okay. I was listening for it. I didn't tell her until the very end of the season. She was like, "What? Really? Wait, really?"
That's good.
And by the second or third episode, it just felt
You
natural.
kind of just forget.
You just forget.
Yeah.
They're very, very good.
What if they just
That's how I
used
feel about
AI?
Mario and Super Mario Wonder.
So yeah,
It's a different Mario.
different
but
Mario,
I don't
but
even
like
really
at some
think
point,
about it.
they're doing the same things and they're saying the same words.
Yep.
And it's close enough that, yeah. But overall, season 7 I thought was on par with something like season 6. Did quite a few of the like continue the storyline episodes, a nice balance of bottle episodes, and just the weirdest off the wall.
Isn't every episode
Stuff.
a bottle episode for Rick though?
Kind of.
Because he's an alcoholic.
Oh.
Well done.
Dude, I'm the funniest person on the planet.
So I think season 7 for me gets a fanboy worthy. If you're a fan of the show, you'll probably like this.
Sweet.
Whether or not you like the new, I think you'll. I don't even think you'll notice the new voice actors
Sweet.
personally. So, and then I also watched Society of Snow.
I saw this on your letterbox.
This is a J.A.
Biona.
Film about a Uruguayan
Plane crash, right?
plane crash group. It's a rugby team that survived. Well, some of them survived the plane crash and are stranded. And it's about how they survive, or at least some of them survive. And it's inspiring and horrible, and it makes you want to like just feel bad, but at the same time feel hope. I don't know. Like, it does a really, really good job of just showing some pretty raw humanity. It's a little bit like 127 Hours without a famous person. Like, I don't know, like 127 hours just impacted me in a way. But there's always that, okay, but it's James Franco, right? Like, this is like...
Do you think it helps being a foreign
Probably. Film? Probably. These are much less known actors, and they have a dubbed version. I watched it in Spanish with subtitles.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't think the dub was that great.
Yeah. Live action, subs over dubs.
Yeah.
I think it also just allows them to portray the emotion that they're going for better.
Absolutely. So, I really, really like it. I think you definitely have to be in the right headspace for it. Because it is pretty emotionally draining.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Is it Netflix original?
Fanboy worthy. I don't know if it's a Netflix original or if they just
have it.
They just have
right
it.
now.
They just bought it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I've seen Mike Flanagan talk about this movie on Letterboxd a couple times, so I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah, it's powerful.
Nominated for
Best
it did. It got international and also makeup and hairstyling, which very well done. Like at times it is hard to look at them because they have crashed high in the Andes Mountains in the winter and they are freezing and they're suffering and their lips are all chapped and their eyes are all swollen in and they're starting to get skinny and like, oh my gosh, like it's
How long were they up there?
Hard to watch. 74 days, I think.
Oh my goodness. That's too long.
It is. So, based on a real story.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
So.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
Nice.
Look at us.
Look at you guys starting the show and...
Thankfully, we didn't have to do it very long without you here.
Yeah. You guys
got here.
I don't know what you did, but you did great. Anyways.
All I did was hit the button. That's it. Then we talked about Roadhouse, and then you walked in.
Perfect timing, then. Perfect timing. Well, thank you all for joining us live on Twitch. Thank you for listening via the podcast app or over on YouTube. We'll be back next week.
So. Indeed.
See you then.
We'll see you.
Goodbye. Go.